Okay, so now we go from the higher education and business network a little bit on a not a lower scale, but on a primary school and also secondary education. And we're going to talk about the Marille School, which is a school which is in the process of being founded. And so we're going to make like a general presentation and also go a little bit deeper into how the school might be connected to game-based learning and gamification topics. So at the beginning we started by identifying three major problems of the educational system. We are from Berlin. Maybe for the context, in Germany it's a federal system, and every state is responsible for the educational system. And we identified the first big topic was that the world or the reality of the children has changed a lot in the last decades. But the school institutions, they have not changed so much, or they are not like so adapting so fast to a lot of different challenges. So that means a lot of pupils get out of school lacking some important skills, or do not feel so related to what is learned in the school at the moment. So we wanted to promote a little bit more innovative approach to that. A second big topic is the one of educational injustice, which is also related obviously to the EU-FairPlay project. And so of course we want to promote educational justice within our school, and we think that the current, at least the public schools, they do not enough to address this problem. And as well, which is like a German or a specific Berlin problem, that there's a huge shortage of teaching staff, and that is also an indicator that many teachers do not feel going into that work, maybe because it is stressful, it is something they feel is rigid or is very challenging. And also the whole organization is quite rigid, so it's not possible, or it's difficult to introduce other staff members within a school context.
So I'm going to tell you now about how this project actually started, our school founding project. So in 2018 we started visiting a lot of schools, and first we visited like exceptional schools in Germany, and then in 2019 we started visiting schools in other countries. So we went to Sweden, Finland, Russia, Estonia, and also to Asia, to Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, China, and Hong Kong. And later we also went to Israel. And in total we saw 65 schools, and we were all on this journey looking for an education system that does kind of a better job than we thought Germany is doing. But we came to the conclusion that education all over the world and in all the schools we saw is very, very similar. So it's always like a classroom of about like between 20 and 50 people watching what a teacher or doing what a teacher is telling them. And there are some exceptional schools in Germany, but they are not open for everyone. It's if it's a private school, they might have a program where it's free to go for children that are that parents don't earn so much. But of course there's still a big barrier. You don't know about these schools, or you think that school is not the right for you if you are not in the right kind of milieu, and you have not a high education level as a parent. So then in the end we decided on the journey to open that school that can be a school as an example for a school for the German education system, actually also for other countries, for the future, where every child can go to, and that has like a new concept that we can also provide to other schools.
And we identified four values we wanted to promote. One is individuality, so that every children and also every teaching staff has the possibility to express and develop an individual way of learning. And that's why, for example, we have in our concept we have that every person builds up a sort of personal plan how to learn and what to learn and in which pace that will happen. Then another value is appreciation, empathy and mindfulness. Another would be mutual support and solidarity. And a fourth is sustainability.
So now more about the concept in detail. This is basically the main features of our school concept. So the learning, as Josef said, is every child has their own schedule that they build together with a mentor, and in that way we address equity, because we think that every child needs sometimes different things, like different learning methods, and also some children need a lot of structure, and some can roam around freely and are happy to do their own projects. So it could be anything, but it cannot be represented in one school. And the things that the children can choose for their schedules are like learning activities that are reality based, and that could be anything. So it could be reading a book on their own. It could also be playing games to learn mathematics, like board games. There are board games where you can learn mathematics perfectly. And it could also be creating a panel discussion about climate change. So these learning activities can also be held by pupils themselves, and you're not forced to choose anything. It's all kind of discussed with the mentor, what you like, what's the way that you can learn, and what you choose then in the school to do. Next to this high level of individuality, all of the children are part of a group. It's like a class, but it's smaller. It's 15 people, and in that group they talk about how they're doing in the school. So it's not the structure where you learn like the curricular components. It's more like your school family, and you do some, for example, cooking together and activities like that. There's a school management team that consists of 8 people, and 4 of them are pupils. In that way, our school is not directly democratic, but in a way the pupils are a part of the decision-making team. And there's a school software that I'm gonna talk about in a second. That's, I think, one of the most relevant parts regarding EU-FairPlay. Inclusion is extremely important for us. As I said, I think the biggest problem in private schools is that it's not very inclusive for the whole society. So we are building a school that is suitable for all children, and we use inclusion in a wider sense. So it means it's suitable for everyone who comes there, and we get people there via advertisement, for example. So we really work on having picture of the whole society in the school. We don't have school fees also, and we have innovation structures to change the school, because the school needs to be adaptable in the 21st century. It changes fast, so the school needs to change fast. So every three months, there are 3 days dedicated to the school innovation, and the whole school society takes part. About the about the digital program or the school software. It is the software that organizes the school. So like Moodle or something that you know, but it has more features than Moodle. For example, and right now it's not created, this program. We are working or thinking of working with a program called Namfos, but yeah, we haven't created it yet. Since it's not our top priority, we want to open the school first, and we need a building and stuff like that, and then after that we can care about that. So, features of the school software are that you can create your schedule there and look at courses and create courses. And also there's a learning map, so you can see or you can put in what you learned in the past to revisit it for yourself, like your own wiki, but also as something to show in the end of the school year what you did to your parents, for example. Also there are like the whole curriculum. It is represented in the digital program or in the software, so in a very small building block. So one building block can be counting between 1 and 10. It's a part of mathematics, obviously, and it's just one block, and you can have a small test, and if you do the test and you win, or you pass, then that field or that block turns green, and you know that you did it. And also, if you click on the box, you can see what kind of activities are linked to that topic. So where you can actually learn it in formats that are right now in the school, or also in digital formats that are just available on the software. So it could be just a link to another program. Also, it's a social network, so you can communicate with others or find people that you want to work with. If you have a problem, you can find someone who has the competence to help you. And you can see which kind of events are happening in and around the school. And you can also code, so you can code your own profile there. So in that way you can also develop that skill.
Okay, we have also some, obviously the school software is quite related to aspects of gamification. Maybe we can talk about it later, what you think of could be interesting for us to integrate, or how that software could or should look like, or what could be beneficial. We had also some other ideas about game-based learning in general. So one idea was that it could be a good substitution of traditional means to achieve discipline in class. So our ambition is somehow to reduce power structures within the school context. So hierarchies, grades, punishments, etc. Should be as far as possible avoided. We thought that game-based learning might be a good way, or it might be like one block of achieving motivation and concentration, and also engagement from the people learning in our school. Obviously, there's also some difficulties. Power structures are not just vanished if we play some games. And there might also be some other difficulties, but this is like one general idea. And we also wanted to use play and games as a source of creativity and individual self-development. Maybe we can talk about this later as well. What do you think, which kind of tools or methods we could include in order to promote these more creative part of learning. So Ann-Kathrin told you before about this software. and we, like from the software, there will be a link to kind of a database or like different offers we have for the people learning in our school. And here also game-based formats might play an important role, because it is easy for us to just use some existing material, and it can be used in a more or less autonomous way. And then, yeah, there's obviously other questions like how do we follow up on that and how do we exactly integrate it, but that is also a big topic for us. Yeah.
About the current status, like where the project is right now. From 2022 till 2023, for 1 year, we got a scholarship. It was a startup scholarship, actually. So that was really beneficial to our team, that we can actually have a funding where we can have people working on the project full time. Now we don't have this funding anymore. Yeah, but this is the status right now, and we successfully tested our concept in a autumn camp, like it was in the holidays for the children. We just took one school and tried out our school concept with the school children there in the holidays, and they actually loved it, and they didn't feel like school to them, and they said they would much prefer this to school. And the pictures that you see in the that you saw until now in the presentation, they are all from that summer or autumn camp. And yeah, 2024 or 25, the Marille will hopefully open in Berlin. So yeah, I think the next 2 years, if you want to come to Berlin and look at our new school, you can come. In the end, you can also see our contact details. You can just go on, if you search Marille Schule, you can find us, and you can click on newsletter, and then you will see when we will be open. I think it will be a great day.
Yeah, we just don't go into details, but there's like an overview about our team, which is also kind of interdisciplinary team. We have obviously some people coming from the teaching environment, but also some other disciplines, and some current network members. So these are people we talk regularly with, and which give us some advice. Yeah, and yeah, and then we have some questions for you, or some initial questions to start a discussion with you. The first question: which games or ideas would you recommend for the first grade? So as we told you, we will start with one class, the first grade, and what like specific things you would recommend, or maybe also which kind of risk do you see in our concept or in general with game-based learning. Then we can talk about a little bit more in depth about the software, and obviously also about this cooperation, this EU-FairPlay project, and also of course it's not directly linked, but we also need some more funding. So if you just have some ideas, we would also be interested, obviously.
Yeah, here's our contact details.